super short trade we're going to show you today here in the Grok Day Trading chat room this morning. We had it on UVXY. It was unbelievable. Let's show it in pre-market. UVXY is the ETF on the VIX, which it rocketed yesterday. And actually in pre-market, this VIX, let's go back in pre-market here. Look at this. It went all the way up here to 39 is where it was in pre-market here. And now it's come up here just before the market opened. And it was falling there, just before pre-market. Now that might not look like much, but just from this $36 level down to here, that's an 18% drop. And some of the folks were in our room early this morning and did that pre-market trade and got a nice chunk out of that one. But that's not the trade I want to talk about here, folks. Now we're just coming up here onto opening here at 9:30, and it started to run up, and then suddenly it started to drop. This is on the VIX. Now it's a ETF on the VIX. It's 3x leveraged here. So it did this, pull back here. So now the market opens, ding, 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 and here I am right now. It did a bear pullback and started to fall. I had an order set here ready to go, and I am in at $27.83. I am short on UVXY. But what was happening? The Dow opened down over 200 points, and then it started to fill the gap. It's going up. So what's happening to the fear in the market? It's coming down. Let's show you how much it did come down. So I'm going to set a stop here, and of course it had already fallen down below this pivot line. So I'm bringing the stop. That's again buy to cover here, just above that line. Let's see where it goes from here. Okay. Now it filled the gap. It was up over 50% in pre-market, and now it just closed the closing. It just fell below the closing line here at $23. Ooh, doggies, that's great. And so then it started to just right here at $21. It started to low base here. So I went ahead and I took out half at $21.61 for 23.3% just on the first half. Bringing my stop down here, and I'm putting it just above that closing line, acting it as a shield between that price action and where my stop is. And let's go watch it go from here. Oh, bam! Look at that, just fell all the way down to $15. That's right, folks, and I'm again short from $27. And so I'm going to bring my stop down here. Now look where the 8 EMA is, way up here, and it's way down here. It is below this S1 pivot line, and so I'm going to go ahead and bring my stop down just above that pivot line here because it's so overextended. And let's see what happened next. And it popped up and stopped me out at $16.47 for 40.8% on the second half. Ooh, doggies. Now let's just look at the whole thing here. Again, it was falling. It did a bear pullback. I got short, and again the markets were rocketing up, and it ended up the Dow filled the gap and then went up another 100 points from there. So this was, the fear was coming out of the market. When it stalled there, I took out half, and then bam! And as soon as that snapped back up, a major line of support or resistance, I got stopped out for a total trade of 31.6% in 19 minutes. Wahoo! So folks, it did take patience, and I did need to keep my emotions in check because I need to trade with composure as my only emotion. So right after this trade, guess what? There were all kinds of emotions there, so I went ahead and I took a tilt break. That's right, because emotions, good and bad, can affect the way that you trade. Hey, how did we do in the room overall today? Well, let's take a look and see. Here we are, the day trading chat room this morning. I ended up with just 7 called trades. This was the very first trade I had this morning for 31.6% there. I got another 16% on UVXY on a long because as it started to bounce back up. And then I had a couple of other ones, just cut my losers short there. They just didn't turn out in the direction it looked like they were going to go. So what do we do again for the day? Our stats, again, we want 60% success rate. We were at 71.4. That's terrific. And then we had 0 errors today. Now, a moment ago it showed there was an error. That was one from last week. Just didn't take it off of the sheet here. But today, 0 errors. But look at this. We have a 5% goal per day and a 10% stretch goal per day. Today we were at 50.5%. Now in our model portfolio investing $10,000 per trade, that would be about $5,000 today for 2 hours worth of work. And actually we quit early. That was about 90 minutes of work because we didn't want to give away all the money that we had already made. Wow, and there's lots of people in the room that were up to that level, as well as somewhere in between. But it was a good money-making day for those in the Grok day trading chat room. Hey, if you would like to join us for those 2 hours per day that we trade, that's 9:30 to 11:30 market time, Eastern time. Just go to groktrade.com, groktrade.com. Right up here it says day trading chat room. That's where you can go, and we have a webinar on it. You can find out some of the secrets to day trading and an opportunity to have an offer for a super low price to join us for a year if you want. You can register right there, or you can read all about it down here. And right here you can just join right now. You don't have to go to the webinar, and go on a month-to-month basis and see if it is effective for you. Now this is a 7-day risk-free trial. Either way that you go, either through the webinar or just join now, and that is, sit down with us for the next 7 days and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, hey, it was great having you here, and if not, you might stick around and make a little bit of money. This is Mark the Meerkat. Hey, just remember that the day I began trading with composure as my only emotion was the day I began making money, period. Trade well.